UCF is working to help coastal communities with a new program. Spectrum News 13's Eric Levy went in depth with an associate professor about why they found a need for this and what they're doing to help.
And I'm joined today by two doctors at the University of Central Florida. We have Dr. Graham Worthy, who is chair of UCF's Department of Biology and director of UCF Coastal, which we're going to learn more about. And I also have Dr. Claire Knox, an associate professor at UCF College of Community Innovation and Education. Long but important titles. Thank you both for coming in today. It's good to see you both. So Dr. Worthy, UCF's Coastal program launched last year. What were you seeing firsthand that really made you believe the program was needed?
What I was seeing were problems that Florida was facing, which were not simple, which couldn't be dealt with a single discipline, and that really a true interdisciplinary approach was needed. And to do that, you need to break out of the traditional academic silos, the departments that most universities are structured around, and bring together a real team of interdisciplinarians.
I was going to say, tell me more about your team. I mean, who's on it? These interdisciplinarians.
We have a group of people who we've recently hired, who have joined a whole cohort of faculty who are already here. This new group includes a biologist, an engineer, political science person, an emergency management response type person, biomedical person, a whole slew of disciplines, but in every case, these people are trained in multiple disciplines, and so they truly think out of the box. And you bring that group together, and you can see problems getting solved right before your eyes. It's amazing.
And it's such an important thing.
It's critical. Look at the issues that Florida are facing right now.
Yeah.
You can't deal with complex problems like that with simple approaches to a solution.
Dr. Knox, we're always hearing coastal communities face a variety of challenges, pollution, storm activity, but what does the term coastal actually mean?
So it's really interesting. Most people think of that narrow little strip along our coast that they think coastal, but actually all of Florida is coastal. So coast zone is 100 miles inland for the fact that you're having the effects of coastal hazards being affected on more inland.
So who really benefits from UCF Coastal, Dr. Knox? And I mean, and its projects, obviously. Tell me about what's being done. Who benefits?
Sure. So we have the traditional academics, so we're advancing our disciplines individually and then as a cohort, but then also we're very forward-facing with our community, and that's really the initiative from the president to be able to interact with our communities and give back. So some of the grants that we're actually doing aren't strictly academic-based, but we're actually analyzing plans and policies and providing feedback to our local communities.
Interesting. Obviously, and both of you, we can talk about this because we can't forget 1 year ago today, Hurricane Irma made its first impacts in Florida, down in Fort Myers, Naples, the Keys, very heavily damaged. And then we felt the effects, the immediate effects here in the Orlando, Central Florida area early the next morning. We both remember that. What are your reactions to kind of the coastal flooding we witnessed across the state last year, and what do you expect to happen in the future? Either one of you, I mean, you can both talk about that one.
Yeah, no, you can jump in.
I'll talk about it from the emergency management financial side. So the fact is, Hurricane Matthew was 2 years ago.
Yep.
Local communities haven't received 100% reimbursement from FEMA, and so now we're still waiting to get reimbursement from Irma a year ago. And so how are we supposed to make our communities more resilient if they're not even getting the fund back?
Matthew.
Yes.
So the idea behind what we're trying to do is to get those communities better positioned so that in the future they're more resilient. And so these kinds of issues are minimized to really to overcome the expenditures we're spending or paying out right now in recovery. It's much better to invest a fraction of that in preparation and make those communities more resilient and sustainable in the future.
Lots of work, for sure. I mean, Indian River Lagoon, too.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Tragically, the list is so long you can't cover everything.
Right.
There's just so many issues right now.
Lots of work, lots to take care of, but in the long run?
I think that with the right, it's as is true in any case, it's going to take the investment of resources. But there is a path forward. We're not going to fix everything, but hopefully we can make communities more resilient in the future so that they don't feel the impacts that we've been feeling these last couple of years.
All right. Dr. Graham Worthy and Dr. Claire Knox, thank you very much for joining us from UCF. We will be following this and hope to hear updates or see updates very soon.